What is up, beautiful people? Thank you so much for locking into my channel. I am Lamamba Official and you are watching Let's Get It Twisted. So what's up, guys? So today what I really want to speak about to you guys is signs that dreads just are not for you, sis or bro. But yeah, I want to speak to you guys about signs that dreads aren't for you. And I want to remind you guys, because I know that there's probably someone who's going to be in the comment section, or someone who's thinking, wow, listen, these signs are not written in stone, but these are definitely red flags that dreads are not for you. And this is just from my own personal experience after having dreads for 20 plus years. And yeah, so guys, sign number one that dreads aren't for you, and for me this is such a big thing, this is a red flag, guys. If you are an impatient person, if you are an extremely impatient person, guys, I do not think dreads are for you, because you go through this phase that people call the ugly phase. This is for people who are starting out their dreads from scratch, by the way. The people who are started from the bottom and now we're here. If you are hoping to be here someday, you have to start somewhere. So if you're a person who's gonna start from the bottom, like, people call this phase when you start out your dreads, they call it the ugly phase. You can call it the ugly phase if you want. You know, all phases are beautiful in their own way and beautiful in their own right. But when you go through that phase, a lot of people tend to feel ugly in that time. Your forehead is just, if you have a forehead like me, you are just going to be pregnant forehead goals during that time. Trust me, already, like, pregnant forehead goals, like it's not a pretty thing. Especially the fact that people's hair is different. People's hair takes different amounts of times to lock. I've said this in my previous video. Some people take 1 year for their hair to lock. Some people take significantly less than that. Some people take more than that. So you don't know where on the spectrum you're going to be. So you need to be a patient person, because you can't expect to be that person whose hair locks in 9 months, but you end up being the person whose hair locks in 1.5 years. Do you get what I'm saying? So you have to be a patient person. Fine, you can get extensions and get this and get that, but trust me, even during that phase, you're probably going to be so frustrated, and you're probably going to be thinking to yourself, why don't I just cut my dreads and get extensions in once? Like, you definitely have to be a patient person, guys. I cannot reiterate this enough. Patience. Sign number two, which sort of links to sign number one, is if you are an extremely self-conscious person. If you are self-conscious, I do not think dreads are for you. I will give reasons for people who are starting out, and reasons for people who like people who might buy their dreads and be on their journey instead of like starting from scratch. So if you're gonna start from scratch, guys, and you're gonna go through this ugly phase, even if you're a person who's patient, but if you're very self-conscious, people are gonna say things, you're gonna look in the mirror and see, oh my gosh, my forehead is just like, here I am. And people are probably gonna say things to you and ask you why you cut your hair, and ask you things, and they're gonna say things, and it's just going to make you feel so insecure about yourself. So if you're already self-conscious, like, getting dreads is just gonna make you feel so much worse. I have said this before, I had dreads way before natural hair was a trend, way before dreads were an accepted societal norm. I had dreads. So I really had to take a lot of bullets. I really had to, you know, not be self-conscious, because the whole world was telling me, girl, this is not pretty, this looks ugly. Yeah, and fine, you can be that person that wears wigs or gets extensions or whatever, but what I've noticed, and this is not with all of them, but people who usually get wigs and extensions are people who do not usually have dreads in the long run. So those are people who end up cutting their dreads, and yeah, they just don't keep their dreads forever or for a long time. For me, a long time is probably 10 years plus. That would be a long time. So yeah, people who usually get extensions and wigs on top of their dreads, these are people that usually do not keep their dreads in the long term. Sign number 3, guys, you are a product junkie. A product junkie. You are this person who always wants to buy a lot of products and try everything in your hair. Guys, with dreads, legit, less is more. Less is honestly more, because the more product you put in your hair, the more buildup you get in your hair, which means the dirtier your hair is going to look, and it also means that you are more likely to get lint in your hair, and nobody wants lint in their hair. Nobody. So if you're a person who likes to try out different products and put a lot of stuff in your hair, then dreads probably aren't for you, unless you are willing to turn that down. But I know that's probably going to be very difficult, because it's something that you're going to have to get used to, especially when it's just a complete change, going from being a person who buys so many products to having to be this person who buys a few products. You're literally going from A to Z and like skipping all the letters in between. You get what I'm saying? Like, that's just another sign for me. Another sign that that dreads are not for you, and I think I'm a person who kind of falls victim to this. If you are a person that likes to do their hair a lot, and the reason I say I fall victim to this is because I think I like to do my hair a lot. Like, I like to make sure my hair is always twisted. I don't know how I get this right and how I don't experience breakage. I'd probably just have to show you guys like my whole routine. But anyway, if you are a person that likes to do their hair a lot, with dreads, unfortunately, it's best that you don't do your hair too much, because you do not want to cause breakage with your hair. If you're also a person who likes to touch their hair a lot, then it's probably best that you don't, because once you touch your hair and start fiddling with it, then eventually you start thinning it, because you're touching it when it's dry. So it's best like you just keep your hands away. And guys, this is one of the things that even I'm guilty of, guys. I love touching my hair. I touch my hair all the time. Like, I just be like, you know them girls look nice, you know what I'm saying? And I do my hair all the time, but this is definitely a sign that you shouldn't get into dreads, because you are more likely to cause breakage if you keep playing with your hair, touching your hair, brushing your hair. You are causing damage and breakage to your hair. So thank you guys so much for watching my video. I hope you enjoyed that, and I hope this gives you it gives you a better idea of whether or not dreads are for you. Take it or leave it. Take or leave my advice, but this is my advice speaking from experience, and I feel like I have a significant amount of experience. But yeah, guys, I really hope to see you guys again, and thank you so much for watching my video. I really appreciate it. And you are watching Let's Get It Twisted. Bye.